Hello, hello, hello. Dr. Alan Harper again. We're doing another live vibe coding, secure vibe coding session. We've done a number of these. We're going to keep going until we get this thing live and start making some money. All right. So we are building this app called User Vibe OS. And the idea is that as part of the user journey lifecycle, you get these vibes or you get these signals from your user throughout the user journey. Okay, and I've identified the key ones over here, but it's really a 360 view of the user journey in your application. So we're building an app to help developers get this signal back from their users. We're starting with this ID8, and I feel like that's the most needed one that's underrepresented right now in the marketplace. I've looked at the competition and it's horrible, guys. We've already vibe coded something a little better than some of them. So we're going to crush it. They don't know what's coming, but we're just getting started, because once we do that one, then we're going to continue on with the other ones. All right. So that's our purpose. That's why we're here. Okay. There we go. All right. Just looking back here. Make sure everything's on. Yep, looks like we're live. Everything's good to go. All right. So this is our story. This is what we're here for. Thank you so much for joining me. This is a picture of our app. This is really what it looks like. On the front end, we have JavaScript that can be installed either through NPM client installs or through just raw JavaScript itself. We're also going to be able to let them take an iframe for our application, either JavaScript or an iframe. And ultimately, they end up being basically the same thing. It's going to run our JavaScript either way. The users come from the landing page, they sign up, we take their payment, and then they get access to a dashboard where they can establish an API key. That API key is needed for the front end so that we can keep track. And so we know who our customers are, and that so we can keep the others out, right? And then we have we're using Convex in our stack, and we're going to get user analytics and feedback sentiment, about our app. And this is all part of the process, right? So we've been working through this to-do list right here, and we're already well into it. All right. Last time we built a prototype of our web components for Kanban. All right, so we'll demonstrate that here in a moment. And what we're going to get into now is debugging that prototype, right? So we already found some errors, but we ended last session with, a pretty much first working prototype, but it had some errors in it. All right, and we're going to work through those, and we're going to vibe code our way through those, okay? And looking forward to it. So let's see what we have by way of our app so far. And let's just make sure we've got everything up and running here. Yep, still. Just making sure that we're still running. Okay, here's our Convex server running from yesterday. Just making sure that's still up. Looks like it was catching those errors. And there's our web server. Okay, yeah, it's all good. Basically, it's just passing the tokens back and forth when the users log in. Okay, all right, so that's all looking good. Here's our Claude code right here. We're ready to go, folks. All right, are you ready? We are going to see what the current state of the app is. Hello, hello. If you've joined us, go ahead and drop a hello into the chat here. Let me know that you're here. I really appreciate it. All right, and also, you can find out more information about me with this QR code up here. And there you'll be able to join my free mentoring group. And inside of that group, you also see my paid mentoring offers. You see a Secure Vibe Coding Masterclass that I've set up, and also different mentoring groups if you require more of my time. All right, so let's go ahead and get with it. Okay, let's go back to the app. Here's our app. Just again, once again, here's the landing page for it. We're going to change this once we have some pictures that are worthy of sharing on our homepage. Okay, all the way down, we have our simple pricing. We'll eventually get some real testimonials here. All right. And then we have a back end where the user gets to log into their dashboard as well as see statistics, right? Eventually, they'll see all of this. We also will have our own view of a dashboard eventually so that we can see our customers. And here's where they would set up their API keys if they're a customer. Okay, we've got one in here for testing. Last week we tested this. It works. We can revoke it, and then it stays in here, but then we can delete it. So that's all working fine. All right, then we have this projects. This is a protected page. This is where they can come in and put their actual projects, their coding projects. So we just set up one as a test user called my first project. All right, so basically it gives us this Kanban board, right? And what we can see here is here's the board. I don't see a way yet to issue or to create items here. Maybe it's this quick create up here. No. Okay, so we'll get to that. That's one of the things that we'll figure out. But in the meantime, what we found out is that when we clicked on some of these views, we got an error. So let's go ahead and debug that right now. Okay, here's one that's not working, the demo page. All right. The embed page seems to be working here where they can copy the embed. We'll test that out a little bit later. Okay. And then here's the settings. That all looks good. We haven't clicked any of these buttons or anything yet. But right here, we got an error. Okay, it's our first one. All right, so when this thing comes up, all right, we got this error. Let's go ahead and paste this into our Claude code and have it fix it. You don't even have to tell it it's an error. It's smart enough to know. Like I used to say, hey, fix this error, but it knows. Hey guys, thanks for joining. Go ahead and drop me a hello. Let's make sure the chat's working. How you guys doing tonight? Glad you decided just to hang out with me on a Friday night. Man, you guys don't have anything better to do? All right, we're going to have some fun now. I'm going to make it fun for you. All right, Claude Code is cooking. Okay, looks like I got a couple of my YouTubers out there. How you guys doing tonight? Okay, it looks like it fixed the error here. All right, what was wrong? Okay, there was a convex route that was messed up. Okay, yep. Changed the static imports. Okay, then removed all the dynamic imports. Yep. Usually the dynamic imports are always end up being bad. Okay, this error is now resolved. The analytics page should load correctly. Let's see. Yep, look at that. Just like that. We smashed our first bug. Let's see. I think there's got to be, you think this system would give me like some sound effects where I could hit like a gong or something. I used to be on Yardstream and I could hit like a button and it would like be a smash sound or something. Maybe we're going to have to work on that later. Okay. We smashed that bug. Great. All right, let's see what else we got, guys. Let's keep it moving. This demo page right here is not working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give this a screenshot. I'm going to say, hey, the demo page is jacked up. And I'm just going to paste it in. It's smart enough to know what that is. Okay, it says this is expected. We completed phase 2, the admin dashboard, but we haven't started phase 3 yet. All right, cool. All right, fair enough. All right, Claude, I got you. I hear you. Let's go ahead and have it do phase 3, Smarty Pants. Okay, do phase 3. Exclamation point. Let's go. Come on, Mike. Who's Mike? I have no clue. Who's Mike? All right. So what we're doing, if you joined us late, we're debugging our app. We got it up and running, and now we're actually doing our phase 3. So let's go back and review what our phases are. This is why we wanted to document our process, guys. Whenever you plan something in Claude Code, you want to tell it to write that plan into a doc and put it in your docs folder for future reference. So here's our plan right here. We're going to right click on it and we're going to hit preview while it's cooking down here. We'll go ahead and move that down a little bit, let it cook. All right. And then what we see here is we had a 3-phase implementation. So let's see. Okay. Searching here for the word phase. Yep, well, that ain't coming up. Nice try. Okay, somewhere in here it's going to talk about the phases. In frame. Yeah, but we didn't put that part in our doc. Well, we need to tell Claude Code to do that. Okay, drag and drop implementation. Yeah, it didn't do hardly any of that stuff yet. That's all right. We'll do it. We talk about the security configurations. This thing's got security built into it, guys. Security batteries included, right? And the reason why we have that is because of the Secure Vibe Coding OS that I created and I gave you guys. Go back and look a couple videos ago. You'll see that. And what you could find that out on GitHub. If you just search for Secure Vibe Coding OS, you'll find my repo. It's a free repo. I even dropped a couple of course modules in here from my masterclass, right? So you guys will be well on your way to using the Secure Vibe Coding OS. I describe how to set it up, what it's all about. Look how long this course is. It goes on and on and on. This is just 2 of the 40 or so modules in the course. Okay, and also one on security architecture. So this is your treat for showing up on a Friday night that I'm sharing this with you guys. All right, I hope you appreciate that. All right, man, Claude Code's cooking down here. Look at it, going nuts. It's been doing that lately. I think it's more of a bug. It could also be because I adjusted the viewport down here, made it smaller, and kind of cramped its style. Okay, so it looked like we're getting somewhere. You'll see it always do this right here, this MPX TSC. That's because in my Claude Code file, I told it to do that. I said, use MPX TSC no-emit to check types after each major change. This is best practice, guys. This is a pro tip. That's a pro tip for you guys, that you make sure that you always have Claude Code or whatever tool you're using, Cursor or whatever, have it run in a TypeScript check after every major change, because those things stack up on you. And if you can that's how you get yourself like in a loop that you can't sometimes recover from. If you're looking in there and you got 100 TypeScript errors, then AI starts going in a circle. We call it a death spiral. And it'll make errors on top of errors. And you're going to have to just like probably throw some stuff out and start over. So how you prevent that, one good way is you make it do a TypeScript check often, right? I probably, like during this coding session, it'll do it 100 times, right? And that's good. Test as we go, all right? Now, eventually we'll do security testing. Believe me, I am a security guy, right? But right now we're just winging it, right? no sense in testing exactly what we have. It's telling us as it goes the security that it's putting in, but we're going to trust but verify. Okay. So yeah, it's going to tell us that it's doing these things, but we're going to use some tools here in a bit, and we're going to verify. Right. That's what we do. We do it securely here at this live stream. All right. Unlike the other guys out there, I don't know what they're doing, but it's not security. Right. So here we go. Gustavo, where are you from? Okay. Come on, Claude. We talked about this before. Sometimes there are some delays here. But I'd much rather have that than sit around for days banging my head on something. You want to talk about delays? That's delays. All right, so here we go. Look at all this stuff. We got some stuff to go through here. All right, look at this. Phase 3 is complete. Now, last session, we had a little bit of a joke. Claude Code came back and told us that, hey, this is going to take like 3 to 4 weeks to develop your MVP. And it said day 1, it's going to do this. Day 2, first week was all phase 1, And look, here we are up on phase 3. There was only like 4 or 5 phases, right? And man, it's already completed that. But let's see, we'll have to test it and verify, right? And I'm sure there'll be some debugging. Okay, here's what it successfully created. Okay, the main widget page. Okay, it loads a project by Slug. Slug is just like a random identifier it's going to put in here, so that keeps each one of these things separate for our users. Okay, it renders the widget. Okay, shows error states. And then I take that back. The Slug actually in this case is going to be their project name that they gave it. Okay, and that's what that is. But we're gonna have to check into that because that does need to be unique. Otherwise, it'll collide with the other users and that won't work. All right, feature request widget. All right, that's what we're waiting for. Submission form. Okay, request list. All right, look at this. Request cards, vote buttons. That's what we wanted. Comment sections. All right, let's go. And last but not least, the security. Project validation still is reinforced. Okay, settings respected. Data sanitization. Browser fingerprinting for vote deduplication. Hey, we didn't even ask it to do that. It was smart enough to know that, hey, users are going to try to vote multiple times. So what it does is it fingerprints their browser and it only lets them vote once. Smart. See, smarter than we are. Okay, uses local storage for client-side double vote prevention as well. We'll have to look into that. Okay, features that will work now. All this stuff. All right, let's go. Let's see it. Enough talk. Let's see it. Refresh. Okay, we got this bug down here. I like to click on it, copy that. Okay, give it that to cook on while we're looking at the rest of the page. Okay. Progress on the demo. Oh, okay. That's all right. Localhost refused. That's a different error, I think, than we had before, if I'm not mistaken. Let's try that in another tab. Okay, that looks better. That looks better. Okay, submit the first idea. I have a feeling that this has something to do with our security settings. Okay, usually when you see something like this, refuse to connect, our security settings are blocking it. That's okay though. I'd much rather work through that than have it too loose and then try to apply the security afterwards. Okay. All right. So back to our little expanded tab here. This is what our app's going to look like. Okay. Add chocolate Dog food. Let's see if the spell checks work here. Yep, it does. Dogs will love it, but may get sick. I don't know what I'm thinking. Okay, you got to give it a name. Joe Doe. Joe at edordo.com. Okay, and I'm just curious here. If we don't give it a proper email, it said that it was going to check the email validation. Let's try it. Okay, it got past that. So there's something we'll have to tell Claude Code. Don't let me forget that, guys. All right. Again, if you dropped in and you just joined, you can find out more about me in that free mentoring QR code. Go ahead and click that. You can join my free mentoring. Inside there, you'll find more about my paid mentoring, including paid groups, small groups, and one-on-one if you need more of my time. You also find a secure vibe coding masterclass in there, and we're actually sharing information from that. Hey, Gustavo, I see you're from Arizona. All right, man. At least it's probably still daylight out there, maybe. All right, it's dark here. All right, so we added this. Now I'm going to go back and look here. Okay, so we can add a comment. Come on, guys. Vote this up. Okay, let's post it. Okay, now it wants to ask us. Let's put the wrong one in there too. Okay, so this thing's not tracking email addresses at all yet. But we have a functioning app here, and we can vote. Okay, vote for this idea, submit the vote. Sweet. All right, now it's only going to let us, okay, we can't take our vote back, it looks like. We can fix that later. Okay, so, all right, we've submitted our first idea here. Now let's see what happens. That's what the end users see. Let's see what it looks like on the back end. Look at that. Let's go. We got a functioning app, folks. Like, we've been at this for 5 hours? We got a SaaS app. The SaaS app can take credit card payments. Well, almost. It's in test mode. We have to flip it out and hook up like a real Stripe account and stuff. All right. But we can put like a fake credit card in it. We'll take it. We can get users in. They can set up API keys, and then they can deploy a widget. And we've seen the front end of that widget already. We can so much improve on that. It's color coordinated. You'll notice that widget has colors here. Those colors are in the settings on the back end. Man, I'm so excited. Like, look, we did all of this. Let's just change the primary color here. Let's make it fuchsia. Okay, update the branding. Okay, let's see if that worked. Let's go. Notice how that was real time. And part of the beauty of this is the React app, and some of it is convex. It is so snappy, and that's why we went with convex. Like, when we make a change, when somebody makes a vote change, that updates instantly on the back end and comes right back to our front end. And to do that with the traditional database is very tricky. Okay, it's very tricky, and it's easy to get wrong, and you open up security issues a lot of times when you do that. So we get all that for free. Let's see what our analytics looks like. Woo! We've got one in our backlog. Man, I'm loving it, guys. We've been at this 5 hours. We're in our 5th hour right now. Do you guys see the power of this technology? We've been at this 5 hours, and I haven't showed you anything that you guys can't do. I haven't pulled out any tricks. Some of you have been here from the start. You know, I haven't done any computer science nerdy stuff, which I could do, but I don't want to do it anymore. I'm getting too old to do that stuff. I let AI do it now. Now, sure, we're going to check up on some things, right? We're going to do it securely. We're going to do it properly. We're going to protect our customers. But this code is better than I could write. It's better than you could write. It's better than most developers could write. Probably 98% of the developers, they estimate, it's better than them at this time. Okay, soon it'll be 100%. But it will still have security issues, because all the developers in the world, they make security vulnerabilities. no such thing as a totally secure website or system, and run from anyone who tells you there is. Okay, so when I use that word secure, I'm using it loosely because, and I'll be the first to admit that this thing will not be, national security proof. Okay, but it's going to be in the top 1% of the applications out there, and it's going to be hardened to the point where bad guys go and pick on somebody else, and that's all we need them to do. Okay, and that's what we do in the cybersecurity field. By the way, that's the dirty little secret of the cybersecurity field. There is no such thing as a 100% secure system, and run from anyone who says there is. Okay, I've got all kinds of degrees, and I can tell you that. That's what I learned there. Okay, so all right, let's go. Let's keep working. Let's keep adding functionality. We're stacking functionality, man. All right, this thing did phase 3. Let's do phase 4. Look, in fact, it said that warning is fixed. Everything should work smoothly. Want me to continue with phase 4? Yeah. Yes. Oh, man. I'm having fun. I don't know if you guys are. I just know how many weeks this would have taken, 4 to 6 weeks to get right where we're at now in 4 or 5 days or 4 or 5 hours. Let that set in, guys. The world is changing right before our eyes. The question is, are you going to be a part of that? Are you going to get out there and contribute to the world and solve some problems? Man, you could solve 10 times, 100 times the problems now than you used to be able to, and it's only going to get better. Eventually, we'll just be able to we'll be able to tell it less things and write more code faster, and we won't be sitting around waiting for this thing like it is now, right? So I type something, it waits 2 minutes, and gives me a response. Like eventually that'll be like, bam, bam. And then imagine what we could do. We can get this done in minutes. Okay, then we'll templatize this stuff and we'll start cranking out code 24/7. I imagine a day where we would just have AI crawling the internet looking for problems to solve while we're sleeping and just spinning up apps and launching them. And we wake up and just see what it did overnight. That's coming, guys. Man, we might even write that app. After this one, remind me, and we may just write that app. That'd be a killer app, wouldn't it? Crawls the internet, crawls Reddit, Quora, X, looking for people complaining about things. Just spins up an app while we're sleeping. We come in the morning, debug it. And by the way, we can have AI debug this stuff, and we'll do some of that. But I found it to be very slow and clunky at this point. You can use something called browser use. You can also use Puppeteer, and there's a couple other libraries where it will. And I was playing with one the other day, but it's so slow. You think this is slow? Like it'll launch the page. It has to take a screenshot of the page, and then it sends it back to Palo Alto or California somewhere, and then it like processes it in their smart center, and then it sends back the response, and then it clicks on something and it does it all over again. Well, man, I can troubleshoot much. I can see errors and copy paste faster than it can. Okay, at this point. Now that will change. And when that changes, look out. Because at that point we can have it write the app, pull up a browser, test all the buttons and look for errors and fix them all before we even return from using the bathroom. Right. Like that's coming, guys. And at that point, man, I'm going to be dangerous. I'm already pretty dangerous, but I'm going to be really dangerous at that point. Because I'm going to be writing apps like 24/7. I'm going to have AI just like crank it. I'm going to be writing like one app every hour. I think that day's coming. I mark my words. You heard it here first. Okay, so right here it wants to install some stuff. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Go. There's guys out there that run this thing in what they call YOLO mode. You only live once mode, and it won't ask you. It just does it all. And at that point, you're no longer in the driver's seat. You're sitting in the back seat, right? I don't recommend that you do that. I recommend that you keep in the driver's seat, even if you don't know where you're going, right? Keep your hand on the wheel, because ultimately believe me, by reading these, it'll start to soak in and you start getting curious. Like, what does it keep asking me about install? What is that? And you just like stop it and you say, tell me why you want to install this. And it'll explain it to you. Right. But we're not going to do that. You guys would be bored to death. Right. So we're going to keep moving. Okay. Once to install some more stuff, I'm going to say, yes, don't ask me anymore about running that install. Okay, who else we got out there on the live stream, on the chats? Somebody else drop me a note. I see Gustavo has sent me several. Who else out there? Oh, okay. So here we go. Oh, okay. It's doing the checklist. So I knew that was in the document. It had to be in there somewhere. Phase 5 is going to be polish and documentation. Document, document, document. Because believe me, in a day, AI is not going to know what it did because it flushes the context, like, right? Every time it'll overwrite it. And next week, you're going to forget what you did. So you always want to document. Documentation is free. Okay, it doesn't cost you anything, but it saves you a ton of time down the road. Another pro tip: document, document, document. You can't document too much. Well, I take that back. Like I'm not a fan of what some of these guys are doing, this spec-driven stuff, and they want to document. They basically are documenting AI into a corner. I don't agree with that. I think AI is smarter than you are. You may think, it's just because you got 30 years experience that you're smarter, but that day's coming and it's probably already here that it's smarter than you are. So give it some room. Okay, yes, give it some boundaries, but don't try to put it in a corner. I want to put it in a box and I want to tell it, yeah, do this, but I don't want to put it in a corner of the box. And that's what a lot of people are doing. They're trying to paint it into a corner. They're trying to turn it into a little mini them. And that's the worst thing you can do. Trust me. Okay. Project 4 is complete. It's still doing some stuff. It's writing the docs. It's updating that one. It's writing this one. The user guide. Oh, that's kind of it. It's writing a user guide for our users. We may need that as part of our webpage. Thank you, Cloud Code. I didn't even ask it to do that. See, now if I'd put it in a tight spec, I might have forgot to tell it to write a user guide, and it wouldn't do it because we put it in a corner. You see, that's the lesson. Don't make that mistake. I see too many people making that mistake out there, and they're still in week, they're still doing, after a month, what I've done in a week or less, because they studied the problem too long. And they think that they know how to design better and architect better than AI. And that's foolish. Right? That's foolish. Yep. Hey, iStack or iStack. Hey, we're waiting for Cloud Code. It's cooking here. Can you see us? Can you hear us? You said type something. Let me. All right. There we go. Maybe that's what you meant. Yep. Thanks for joining, by the way. Thanks so much. Means a lot to me, you guys, to hang out with me on a Friday night. Man. Okay. It's getting close here. It's doing that, obligatory MPX. Come on, Claude. We can hear you. What do you want it to do? Yeah, right now it's cooking, and that's because we told it to implement. And maybe I haven't been clear enough. We have a 5-phase plan that we designed a couple days ago, and it's working through that. Okay, and the 4th phase is right now. It's making the web components, and what those web components are. Let me go back to here. Thanks for asking that question. Okay, so right here, there's something called web components. Those web components are what get installed on the client end, on the front end here. Okay, and it's cooking that up right now. It's also, in phase 1 and 2, it was doing the dashboard, the API keys, it was doing this install information, all that stuff. And now we've got a functioning app, guys. We'll drive it here in a second, but let's see what Claude Code's doing. All right, still thinking. All right, here we go. It's writing docs for us. Man, look at it. It's cooking. Implementation is complete. Okay, let's go ahead and look at that. I right-clicked and I hit preview. Always do that. Puts Markdown. It makes it pretty. It gets old reading Markdown. Okay, here was phase 1. The database was set up. Okay, all done. Phase 2, admin dashboard set up, done. Give us a little bit of room down here. When you squash it too much, it seems to do that. In fact, what I'll do is just for now switch down to another terminal so we can expand down and read it. Okay. Phase 3 was the widget core components. Okay, 100% done. Sweet. This is where we got all of our voting, deduplication and stuff. But it's not 100% telling the truth here. So again, sometimes AI will lie to you, right? So you have to test it yourself. Trust but verify. Like, just because it says all this stuff's working, it may not all be working. It may not all be there. Okay. It does hallucinate from time to time. Right? So don't be surprised. They call it a feature. I don't know about that. Sounds like a bug to me. Hey guys, if you joined, make sure you share this link with others on your social medias. Let them join. Also, hit that QR code up there. You find out more about my free mentoring. Inside the free mentoring, you learn about my paid mentoring programs. We're building an app here. This app is going to allow us to get user vibe signals back from our users throughout the the user journey lifecycle. So we get these signals, I call them vibes, back from the users. And a little bit of meta here, we're using vibe coding to build this app, right? So a little double play on words. But we're starting with this function right here, the ideate, which is the feature request, right? And our app is already doing that. I'm just waiting for it to finish this one thing here. And then what we'll do is I'll give you guys a tour. What we were reviewing were the phases that it did. And it looks like it was writing these docs and it did so. Okay, or at least it may still be doing that. Okay, congratulations. Your feature request widget system is complete and production ready. I don't know about that, but it's close. The iframe and your demo tab should be working now perfectly. Try it out. Okay, let's see Claude Code. How good are you? You haven't let me down yet. Okay, so here's our app. Our users can get API keys. Okay, once they get an API key, they can create one, they can revoke, delete, all that works. They come in and they set up a project. We have our first project here called My First Project. Okay, I have a little backlog in here. Where did that come from? We're looking at the back end right here. Okay, the front end is done right here. Here's a little demo page. See, look, it was wrong. There's a security issue here. I can tell you through experience, but that's okay. That's the next thing we'll tackle. Right here, when we open this, we see what the front end looks like. It's color coordinated. Okay, that's already better than a lot of our competition. I've already looked at some of these guys, man. Their front end sucks, and it looks so old, and they don't even let you change the colors and stuff like that. So we're gonna crush it. They better get busy because we're coming. We are coming. All right, so here we go. Whenever we voted, it immediately went. We could see the backlog here. Okay, there's nothing in the plan completed. Okay, we're gonna have to make sure we tell it not to let the user add plan and completed. Maybe it's just doing that because it's a demo. Okay, then here's the embed part. Okay, and we're gonna see if this is working. One of the things we can do is, let's see, is that correct? Yep. See this URL right here? That's what it was telling us it was over here. I was just double checking it. So we could hit open and it should launch the same thing. Okay, sweet, that works. Okay, now eventually this will be our domain, right? Right now it's just local. That's okay because we're just developing on our browser, but also on our laptop, all right? And while I'm thinking about it, let's go ahead and push some code up to, because we've done a lot of coding already today. Let's go ahead and push this up to GitHub. And the way we do that, since we set up our GitHub repo last time, we just come in here, and what we want to do is we want to give it a good message. So what I do is I say, tell Claude, create a good or a strong commit message and push the code to origin. Now later we're going to set up branches and we're going to do it right. We're going to have several branches. We're going to have our dev branch that we're on. We're going to have a testing branch. We're going to have a production branch, right? And we're going to set all that up because that's good security to isolate your environments. But right now we're just in the dev mode, right? We haven't set up the other environments yet. Hey, after all, we've only been, this is day 5, but that means, and we're doing 1 hour a day. So we've been at this 5 hours, guys. And we've done already probably 4 to 5 weeks worth of work. Okay, I hope you guys are getting that. I hope you're understanding the significance of that. It's incredible. It still blows my mind. And I've been doing this for a year or more, 2 years probably. Okay, he wants to add this stuff. Okay, yeah, because it's committing it. These are all new. These are all the new docs that it created. So I say yes, and I don't mind if you go ahead and add other files. So I just told it to not ask me that again. So as the session goes on, it's going to ask me less and less because I'm trusting it more and more. Okay, but I'm never going to just say YOLO. Okay, do it all. Like anything new that comes up, it's going to have to ask me for permission. Now, Claude Code has never done me wrong. It's never deleted anything, but like there's always the first time, right? So like I'm not that guy. Like I want to make sure that we get it all correctly, and not have to redo something. Okay. All right. So now what it's doing. Okay, there's the comment. Pretty healthy comment. It's always good. More is better. Go ahead and commit that. Now what it's doing is it's pushing that up to the cloud, up to GitHub. So if lightning strikes, fries my laptop, no problem. I can get a new laptop. We can continue next week or whenever I get it. Right? You don't lose your code. You want to save often, locally and to the cloud. Now GitHub has 2 instances. There's a local repo and there's a remote repo. It's called the origin. So you always want to see what it did here is it pushed to the local. And now what it's trying to do is push to the origin. And we say, now if I wanted to do it myself, I could just hit this button right here and it would push up. But we're just letting Claude drive right now, even though my hand's still on the wheel, right? Okay. All right. Okay, so we push that up to our repo. I don't even need to check. I trust it. And here's that last push up that we had right here. And there's all the things that changed in there. So we can always go back and we can revert. If we find that there's something that we broke, we can always revert it. Eventually, we'll get it to the point where we're testing in between these pushes, okay? But that would be crazy to do right now because there's just going to be so many changes. All right, we're going to get the code kind of stabilized, then we'll start doing the heavy security testing. All right. Okay, so what will happen is a user will come in and they'll put this in their website. So if they're like out on Wix or something like that, they'll put this into their website, and it will end up giving them something like this. Okay, it'll, wherever they put it, this little part right here will show up on their website, which is pretty awesome. Okay, and it isolates everything for them. They can also drop what's called a web component in, and here's what that would look like. Okay, and they also then can install via npm package, and this is what that would look like. And we'll test all this stuff. Here they can configure the colors and everything. They can change the colors. It's got a light and a dark mode. Like, who knew? Let's see here. I don't see the light and dark mode. We'll have to figure that out. Okay. Let's see what that demo looks like in here. Nope, still. Okay, we're going to tell it to fix that. We still have the settings and the analytics. All right. Okay. Best I can tell, it finished what it did there during all that work is it finished the these portions of the embed and the npm package. Okay, so again, we can test all of that. I'm just super excited, guys. Let's tell it to fix this demo though. Due to CORS, this is cross-site or cross-object request forgery. So this is a security issue. The acronym escapes my mind at the moment, but this is a CORS or CSP, security headers information issue. Do not open the security. Just adjust it. You can type the Claude code while it's working, and it will like fit that into the conversation, like a message or two down the road. It's not always perfect, and sometimes it'll wait too long, and then you have to go revert something and tell it no, do something different. But in my experience, guys, Claude Code is like 2 or 3 times better than anything else I've tried. And I've tried these other models out there that they all swear by. And man, we wouldn't be this far in those other models. We'd be stuck in bugs and working through loops, and it'd have us chasing our tail. We'd be like 30 minutes trying to debug something. You've seen how fast this thing debugs? We give it an error. 2 minutes later, it's done. Not even that. Sometimes 30 seconds later, it's done. That's what you get with Claude Code. Okay, I've never seen it just sit there and spin. When I'd use Cursor or something and these other ones, not Claude or Sonnet, it would just spin and spin and spin. These other models, they keep guessing. And then when they guess, they put more errors in. And before you know it, your error count's going up. It's not going down. And man, that's terrible, right? So don't do that. You're going to pay one way or the other, either with your money or your time. And your time is much more valuable. You've heard me say that before. So just pay some money and get the best thing and move faster. Okay, so here's what it's telling us. Found it. X-frame relay deny blocks all iframe embeddings. That was a security feature, okay, including your widget. Okay, so it's going to basically let that through, except for widget routes need to be embeddable. Perfect. Okay, now I wouldn't be surprised if it still gives us an error, but let's see. Okay, let's see. Okay, see that error there? I don't like that. Okay, look at that. You can't beat that, guys. You can't beat that with a stick. Like I'm telling you, if you've used Claude or these other ones like Cursor stuff, you know that like that man, it just isn't that fast. Okay, but we do have an error down here. Let's see what this is. Okay, this is hydration stuff again. Some of this has to do with React, but it's, Claude Code can handle that. That's easy stuff. That would take like 30 seconds. Go. Don't make me a liar. Come on, Claude. Okay, let's look at our to-do list. Okay, hold on a second. It may already be fixing it. Okay, it says it fixed it, but I don't like what it did. Hydration warning fixed it, suppressed it. Nah, I don't like suppressions. That's how you get security issues. So what we're gonna do is say, no, don't suppress it. Use ultra thinking. It's a little hack. It tells it to like think harder to sort it out. Never mask an issue by suppressing it. Okay, pro tip. All right, let's go see what our to-do list look like. Okay, here's our to-do list. I'm gonna call, I don't know if I call this one done yet, but because we are still debugging, but man, we're almost done debugging. We added the feature request functionality, done. Added voting functionality, done. Let's see, hold on. Update the homepage with new images. No, we haven't done that yet. And we're gonna make sure we add multi-factor authentication. Why? Because our competitors don't even know how to spell that, right? So we're going to do that. Security is gonna be a feature. You could charge more for your app if it's secure, okay? Pro tip. Okay. All right, here we go. Perfect. I fixed it properly by removing the unused drop-down menus. Duh. Okay. So I hope you guys are watching. I hope you're listening. Just because it says, you have to read what it's doing. And I know through experience, when it says that it's suppressing something, I'm like, no. Don't suppress. That's just putting a Band-Aid on it. Okay, that's what these other vibe coders do. No, we don't do that. We tell Claude, no, think harder. Okay, I told it to use ultra thinking, and when you say use ultra thinking, it's like, hey, put your thinking cap on, Claude. Like, like think harder. Like, don't bring me this slop. Okay, so that's what we call AI slop. Now, a lot of people would just continue. They never even read that, and they just continue because they're in YOLO mode. And the problem with that, if you're in YOLO mode and you miss something like that suppression, and then you get those stacked up, because after all, like, that's in the context window. And if you let it go, then don't be surprised if like an hour from now, when you do something else, it suppresses it as well. And before you know it, it starts suppressing the issues, and then it suppresses a security issue, and then you got a problem, right? Because the hacker's like, yes, okay, let me in there, right? And so just never get in the habit of accepting suppression. That's a weak, bad security practice. Never do that. Now, that might not have been a security issue, but it could have been. And I don't have time right now to figure it out. So I'm just saying, no. You could tell the AI no. Okay, you are in control, I hope. Now you just need to know when to do that, and that's what I'm teaching you. All right, so hang out and keep coming, and this stuff will rub off on you. Okay, no hydration issues. We will see. Those are tricky. It may rear its head again. I've chased them in the past, not too often, but I've seen them several times. Okay. Look at this. We have a fully functioning app here, guys. All right, this is just the demo page here. This is what it looks like when it's embedded on somebody else's page. It's gonna basically look like this. This whole thing here, this whole widget, powered by User Vibe OS. Now, for an upcharge, we can remove that for our users. Okay, we'll do that in the future. Okay, that's awesome. All right, so matter of fact, see, I have to, like, I don't want to forget things like that. So okay, we may charge more for that MFA. I don't know yet. Okay, what else we got here? We're not ready to do that yet. Let's see what else we got here just in the few minutes we have remaining. What do you guys think? You've enjoyed yourself tonight? You learned anything? Man, we squashed some big bugs. We got bug juice all over us. Look at some of these. Let's just read some of this. Okay, voting's enabled. Like, we got toggle switches here. Comments enabled, yes. Moderation enabled. Manually approve the comments before they appear. Let's see if that functionality works. Come on, Claude. Update that. Okay. Let's go ahead and submit an idea here. No, we should just be able to put a comment. Okay, add a comment. Yeah, right. Okay, let's see what happens. All right, let's see if that actually is in there or not. Like, see if that goes into moderation. All right, so let's come back to our board. It says we have 2 comments here, so I don't think that functionality is working. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that's just the board where you can, by the way, we can drag and drop. Look at that. Sweet. Okay. All right. Let's see how. Where's the moderation? See, I'm not seeing it. I wonder if it's because we did it in here. Let's do it out here on the test demo page. Test comment there. Okay. I wonder if it knows I'm the admin. These are just thoughts going through my mind. I don't see a moderation thing here, so we're going to need that. I bet you it didn't implement it. It said it did. It didn't, though. Most voted request. Comments 3. Yeah, see, I'm not liking that. All right. Let's go. We got time. We got a couple minutes left. I see moderation of comments in config, but when enabled, I don't see that functionality happening. Fix that. Okay, we're going to cook this one last issue here, and then we're going to go for the night. We'll come back tomorrow. Got to leave something for tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. Eventually, like maybe over the weekend or something, I'll do longer streams. Like, I want to work up to where I can do 4 or 5, 10-hour streams, but yeah, not right now. I still have a day job, and and have many projects going on. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Plus, you guys probably don't want to stay up all night with me anyway, right? So, but we'll see. We start getting more people coming. Y'all want longer streams? Just let me know. Drop those comments in if you're down for that, and make sure that we announce it ahead of time, and you guys come along for the ride. Okay, look at this. It's cooking. Now we're going to have to do a lot of this. Okay, this is called functional testing. Like, the app says it does something, we're going to test it. Does it do it? And that's time consuming, but that's necessary. Like, that's just table stakes. This is part of building an app. Like, even if we had humans writing that code, like, they would say they did something, like, somebody's going to have to test it, right? Because humans make mistakes too. And so, see, AI lied to us. Here's another classic example. Like, just because it says something's done, you're going to have to test it. Otherwise, you're going to get embarrassed someday, right? Especially if it said it was something security related is done. Never take its word for that. Okay. All right. Again, if you guys join late, you can get information about me in the link below after this stream. You can also click on that, or not click on. I wish you could click on. Take a picture, or with your phone of that QR code. Go to my homepage. Join my free mentoring. Inside that free mentoring, you'll learn about my Secure Vibe Coding Masterclass, which goes way more in deep depth than we're going to do here. But it's basically, we're going to cover the concepts here, but I go deeper and give you like homework assignments and like projects and stuff to work in there, so that you can build your muscle up, like your security muscles up. I also talk about the Secure Vibe Coding OS that I developed, and that's what we're building on top of here. It has security batteries included, meaning that like out of the box, this thing was secure. It was already in the top 1% of applications out there, out of the box on day one. Okay, now it's our job to keep it in that 1%. Like we don't want to put a gaping hole in the side of this thing, right, and let the bad guys just walk right through. And that's what you'll learn hanging out with me. That's the value I add. I've got 36 years of experience building secure apps, doing cybersecurity before they even called it cybersecurity. Okay, we called it computer security, application security, network security. I've done it all, right? Been there, done that, and I'm here to help you guys level up so that you can write secure apps using vibe coding. And it can be done. We're proving it. We're living it right now. Okay, these naysayers out there, they can pound sand. They don't know what they're talking about. Okay, because they haven't been there and done that, and that's why they throw shade. That's okay. They'll be, we'll be the ones laughing straight to the bank. Okay. Haters gonna hate, right? Okay. Sometimes I get annoyed with these little messages that Anthropy gives you, like, just like you're trying to be cute. But that is taking up tokens, by the way. You can turn it off, but I never bother. That is taking up some tokens, though, just like telling you that stuff. Okay, so now it says go to settings, enable it. We've done that. Go to a widget, submit a comment, go back to the board tab, and you should see a moderation queue, a card appear. Okay, let's see Cloud Code. Let's refresh that for good measure. Make sure we pull down the latest widget. Let's put a new comment in here. Submit. Okay, let's go back to the board. Uh-oh, that don't look good. Let me just refresh. Make sure it wasn't something. No, runtime error. Sometimes I feel like, Claude should have seen that, like as part of the TSX. Did it run at TSX? Yeah, it did. Must not be a TypeScript error then. It's like a runtime error. Has something to do with like the state variables. I just pasted that error in. It'll just take a moment. Those type of things it fixes very fast. I've never seen it get stumped. So much so that I wonder, like, why did it even make that mistake? But it's AI. It's still not perfect. I promise you, if we wrote this code, we'd have a whole lot more errors to work through. No matter how experienced of a coder we were. Like, you spend most of your time debugging as a coder. Like, any real coder would tell you that. Okay, let's see what we got now. Nope, still there. Come on, Claude. Don't tell me you're done. Sometimes what you have to do is flush your cache. So let me inspect here and then right click up here and do an empty cache and hard reload. Okay, nope, that's not it. It's like a convex issue. Let's see what convex console is giving us. Schema validation failed. Ah. Okay, it's working it. I'm gonna give it this context here because that's important for it to know. Okay, I'm gonna feed all that to Claude Code because it's not seeing that. This is why we do this, guys. So you see the debugging process and the thought process that goes behind it. It's not all that complicated. Like I don't need to know what all those issues are. You don't either. The more you do this, you just start to see patterns, and you just know what to do. Copy paste, give it back to Claude. Maybe give it some instructions, help it out. Like what I did there is I picked up the feedback from the convex console because we have that running all the time. It's talking to the cloud. You only need that in your dev environment. You don't need that in the production because it handles all of that for you. Okay, it looks like it was missing some things in the schema. It was missing like this comments field, the is approved. Okay, that's probably what the issue was. Because we added that is approved, like it's a moderation or a functionality that we added for checking this. It should have done that automatically, but that's okay. Okay, let's see if this is happier now. Okay, that's better. Okay, hopefully all this was before. Let's see, time 56. Yeah, that was a while ago. Okay, it was like a couple minutes ago. It was still giving these errors, and then it fixed it. Okay, all right, let's see. Come on now, fingers crossed. There we go. All right, so what we see here is we have a moderation queue, and I think it wiped it all because it rebuilt it. So let's put another comment in. Okay, third time's the charm. Okay, I'm noticing here that it didn't drop the comment straight in. That's a good sign. It says it has 5. Okay, that's curious. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I like the fact that it's not showing up here. Let's go see what happens over here. Look at that, real time. Again, this is the benefit of Convex. This is why I switched to Convex. That wouldn't have happened with Mongo. Okay, we wouldn't have, that's what I used to use. Or it wouldn't happen with Postgres. You have to use all this queuing stuff. You have to use Redis and all this crap, right? No, look, this thing immediately gave us an update on the back end. It told us that we have a moderation, like a queue in moderation. And here's what the comment is. And this is on the comment that it is. It's giving us context, the time, the user. I don't like that it's still doing the, we're going to put a note before we end to fix this email validation. Okay. And then we're going to say approve. Okay. And now what should happen is in real time, it should have added that. Look at that. I didn't even have to hit refresh. That's what you get with Convex. Okay. Real time batteries included. Okay. And just because I'm feeling energetic tonight, and you guys have been patient hanging in there with me, let's fix this email validation thing. I don't like to sleep on things like that because I'll forget it. It works. Always give affirmation back to the AI because otherwise it'll go on for minutes thinking that you're still trying to fix the same thing. Now, I notice that the email validation is not working. If I put in ed@ed.com, it accepts it. I thought you said you were validating that. Now it's going to come back and apologize. That's what it does. AI would never be rude to you unless you tell it to. Like, why would you do that? Like, unless you're like, one of those masochists or whatever, right? But no, it'll never be rude to you. It's going to always come back now and say, hey, I'm sorry. You're correct. Yeah, look here. You're absolutely right. I created the validation schemas, but never actually used them. Pro tip, okay? This happens all the time. People, like even humans, will write like security functionality, but they'll never connect it, right? So it's sitting there, right? But it's bloated, it's dead code. It's not being used, okay? Applications have that all the time. So that's why you have to test. You have to test. Okay, let's see how good it is at testing. Next time we try to submit that commit, it shouldn't accept it. Or that comment, I should say. All right, you guys still with me? You enjoying this? You learning anything? You still awake? Drop me a comment unless you're driving. Somebody told me they were driving once, listening to my stream. I'm like, oh, don't drop me a comment then. Keep your eyes on the road. You can comment me later. Man, I love Convex. This would be so complicated if we were doing it in Mongo. No, it'd be more complicated, not so complicated. I mean, that was still pretty quick and easy to do. The problem with doing it in a different database, like a third-party database, which Convex is, but it's more tightly integrated into the app. The problem with doing with Postgres, man, with Postgres, you have to do all these migrations. You have to have like a middleware software between you and the database that converts everything. Like, screw that. And plus you have to make all these API routes yourself, where with Convex, you don't have to do that. It's all done in TypeScript and it handles the routes for you. Like, so like, amen and amen. Like, that's one less thing that you can screw up and one less security issue you could have. Okay, it says it's done. All right, so look here, the validation now matches what I originally described. Yeah, okay. We're going to have to check all that stuff in the doc, trust me. And by the way, we could tell AI, next time, we would tell AI to go check all of that, okay? Normally I would do that right now, but it'll take a while. It'll take like 30 minutes. So we'll kick that job off like in another tab next time, and I'll make a comment to remember that. So if we submit this, it should reject it. Okay, let's see. Okay, same email right there. should reject it. Okay, so we have an error. Invalid. That's not right, but that's progress. Okay, while we're waiting for that, let's make a note for next time. Kick off separate Claude terminal and have it check all documentation for implementation. We have found issues missing email validation. Tell it that. Okay. That's tomorrow's task. And I'll kick it off in a separate task so we don't have to sit there and watch it, and we'll proceed and do other functionality. Okay. Now, I will say this, like the security things that we're doing here, they are tricky. And that's where you get more of these errors. Like, believe me, like, we would have thought we were done 30 minutes ago, right? But now we're doing the security stuff. And you got to do that. And you got to do it as you're going, right? You don't want to wait to the end because that stuff mounts up and you'll have days of testing and crap to do and you'll quit and then you'll just launch this thing insecurely. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. Resist that temptation. The way you resist it is by doing it along the way, right? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? One bite at a time. Remember that. Tastes better that way. This is where you got to watch it because it will try to sometimes quit on you. It'll just say, it'll give you a message saying like, it'll say, this appears to be more difficult than I thought. Let's just remove the email validation. And it'll just move on and start like removing it. And you have to say stop. And that's when you hit the escape key and you stop it midstream and tell it, no, we're not going to do that. You're going to do it my way. I'm in charge. I'm driving here. That's why you got to watch it. Never just like fire and forget and go off and watch a movie. Like, you'll get what you get. You'll get what you deserve if you do that. Looks like there's a minor update available. That's strange. Looks like Convex just updated their code right now. Okay. Security impact. Okay. Yeah, we want all of this stuff. Okay. Security batteries included. Okay. So here's the result. Try an invalid email. Try a valid one, and it should go through. All right. Let's see. We tried that before. Okay. Okay, invalid email over here. We're still getting. Okay, that's not right. Let's see what's happening back on the servers. Okay, please see. Yeah, we know that. Okay, we're not getting any errors on our server, but we are getting them on Convex. Okay, so that's a clue. You did not fix it at all. Use ultra thinking here and fix this. I see this error on Convex. As well. That's a clue. Part of this is I think Convex is relatively new, so there's not a lot of training on it, but still, JavaScript is JavaScript, and it should know this stuff. So that's okay though. Believe me, again, it would be 10 times worse if we were using Cursor or something. Because I've been there many times, banging my head. Okay, I told it to use ultra thinking. Again, that's like I wheel that out when I need to. It burns more tokens when you do that, but it's like putting it in turbo mode, like like heavy thinking mode. It's expensive, like from a token point of view. I think it uses twice as many tokens, but that's fine. I don't care. Like I need to get this fixed. I'm gonna be up all night working on this one bug. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. Give me a toast message, yeah. I think what it was doing is it wasn't checking on the client. It was actually waiting until it got to the back end, and that's not good. It should do both, by the way. You don't want to ever just check on the front end because the users can bypass that on you. Okay, why isn't this letting me read it? It's because it's still working. It's giving us some tips up here to test it. We can configure the CDN. That's interesting. I don't know how to do that, so we'll figure that out. That's all good. I mean, I'm going to learn a lot in this package. I'm going to learn a lot as well during this process, along with you guys. We can publish the NPM package. Yeah, that's going to be useful. Okay, marketing. Yep. For widget owners, admins. Okay, this is useful stuff. We'll come back to this. I'm telling you, like I've used these competitors. They don't even have, like they have one method to install the widget. They're very rigid on that and not flexible at all. We're gonna have like 3 methods that they can install. Okay, it says it's done. Again, let's try it one more time. If it doesn't do it here, then we'll come back and we'll fix it tomorrow. Please match the requested format. Let me try that again. Let me refresh. Comment. Testing again. Okay, I got the wrong format there. Okay, it's saying please match. It's not letting me get past that. Okay, good. Okay, now when I submit it, okay, it put it into the queue. See, we don't see anything here. It says testing again. We come back over here. We've got it. Okay, this time we've got a proper email address. Good. Hit approve. And there it is. Now let's put one where we reject it. Bad. Okay, submit that in. Reject it. Notice how it's instant. I'm telling you, like, guys, Convex is the best thing since sliced bread. Let's reject that. Reject button's not working, but we're going to leave that for tomorrow. We need something for tomorrow, right? On comments not working. Man, we did so much tonight. We started out by squashing 2 big bugs, and we squashed other bugs as we went. We also added all this functionality. We got drag and drop going. We got voting. We got comment moderation going on. None of the competitors have any of that. Okay, so the features are just stacking up. Okay, in fact, I'm going to tell it. Nah, I think we could do that later. We are gonna capture our feature list. Capture feature list, like comment, moderation, have AI document, all of that for us for homepage. Okay. I'm just making notes for myself for the future, and this list will just grow, and I'll make other lists. I got a lot of space here. Look, this thing we can go on for days. All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much for being with us. Had a ball. Hope you guys did too. Went longer than I thought, but that's okay. Life happens and AI happens. Hey, until next time, be blessed by the best, and I will see you. Be safe out there.